Welcome back to CryptoByte everyone. As usual, we've got the latest news of the day and we do this on a daily video. So if you do like our content, please hit the subscribe and hit the thumbs. Also like the video. I would appreciate it a lot. So let's dive straight into it. Okay, looking at CoinGecko, we've got Bitcoin doing 1.6% in the last 24 hours, Ethereum not doing much, we've got Polkadot minus 2.4%, Chainlink minus 5%, and let's look at the top 24-hour performing coins. We've got Digibyte again doing 15.2% up, we've got Ocean Protocol 10%, Terra, Thorchain, Quant. Not much. We're quite sideways today. So let's look at the negatives. We've got Sushi again, minus 20%. We've got YFE, minus 17%. UMA, minus 10%. We've got Arweave also doing minus 9%. We've got YFE doing minus 8%. As I told you, sideways, some negatives, some positives. But on an average, it's going quite in a straight line. So let's move on. We've got Jerome Powell coming out again. The Federal Reserve now targeting inflation above 2% and Bitcoin breaks $11,000 right after. And the Federal Reserve officials said today that they would hold US interest rates close to zero and work to push inflation above 2% for some time. Now, how long, if you're wondering? Well, projection materials released with the statement shows officials on average expect rates to remain close to zero through 2023, and on average officials don't expect 2% inflation until 2023. So we've got quite a long way to go. Also, Bitcoin's price was trading at around just above $11,000 at press time, which was around 1 to 2 hours ago, and up to 2.4% in the last 24 hours. The price moved temporarily a bit more above that right after the Fed's release. Also, the S&P 500 index was up 0.35%. So we see a lot of hope going on, a lot of money printing continuing, and let's continue to the next article. Okay, now this is one of the biggest articles I have read in the past month, which is that Kraken, who is a big cryptocurrency exchange, wins bank charter approval. Now, what does that mean? It means that the state of Wyoming has approved Kraken's application to form the world's first special purpose depository institution, which is the SPDI, tentatively called Kraken Financial. So they've changed the name to Kraken Financial, and they do want to be the first digital asset company in the US history to receive a bank charter recognized under federal and state law. And it will be the first regulated US bank to provide comprehensive deposit taking, custody, and fiduciary services for digital assets, from paying bills and receiving salaries in cryptocurrency to incorporating digital assets into investment and trading portfolios. Kraken Financial will enable Kraken clients in the US. Right now, it will only be the US guys to bank seamlessly between digital assets and national currencies. Very, very great news. Very bullish in the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. The first question that I wanted to point out is, where will Kraken Financial operate? As I told you, firstly, it will be in the United States, but the SPDI charter, which they have recently gotten approval of, will aid them to expand their reach across the United States and will also help the broader Kraken organization to service companies around the world. Now, my opinion is that this is extremely good for the cryptocurrency industry. Why? It's because Kraken and any other cryptocurrency exchange that does get the SPDI approval can easily get another bank approval in different countries. Okay, so it's a starting off point and it usually does expand very quickly and rapidly after that. Now, very importantly here is the bank, which is Kraken Financial, will be required by the law to maintain 100% reserves of its deposits of fiat currencies at all times. If every bank had that now, the world would be a complete better and different place, in my opinion. Okay, a lot of companies don't even maintain 3% of the reserves that is deposited as fiat currencies. Now that the law is maintaining them to hold 100% of the reserves, it shows to every client that the demand withdrawals of the fiat at the same moment will be accepted. So we won't have things like China where people want to withdraw their money from the bank but they don't allow them or question them. Here, everything is 100% reserved and easily just withdrawn. Kraken Financial will be able to fulfill each withdrawal immediately without regard to how many loans they have outstanding. So also very great. Before taking you to the Pickle Finance context and the article, I want to take you through this article very quickly, and it does say how other companies might follow Microstrategy after their stock has gone up by 9% after buying Bitcoin. So Microstrategy, which we talked about the video yesterday, their stock recovers to pre-COVID levels after buying Bitcoin. They first announced to purchase Bitcoin on August 11th, after which the stock price surged by over 10%. Now the price has once again risen in a similar fashion after confirming yesterday that it doubled down on adopting a Bitcoin standard after buying over 38,000 Bitcoins worth around $425 million. So looking at the graph, we can see on August the 11th that it shot above 10% almost when the stock actually opened, the stock market actually opened. Here we can see that when the stock market opened, it has gone up a few percent, but has risen since then dramatically. And that's very great news for Bitcoin, because it shows that people do believe in Bitcoin being a reserve asset. Otherwise, why would people believe in the stock as a whole more if they don't believe in Bitcoin? Very, very great news in the future. Also, we've got a software engineer, and quite a known one, directly quoted, and he said that MicroStrategy is adopting a Bitcoin standard. Other companies will follow. Finally, central banks will follow. Switzerland likely to be the first. A new gold standard for the digital age. A neutral store of value will create more check and balances for governments. That is incredible. Think about it, that a company uses Bitcoin as a financial reserve. Imagine central banks around the world seeing that the same. How many billions of dollars they could just print out and feed into the network of Bitcoin. That is extremely bullish for me. I can see this slowly causing the bullish scenario and the bull run in the future and the next year actually happening very closely, guys. So get ready. This is not financial advice though, only my opinion. Be ready for the next bull run. I can tell you it's coming very closely. Now, this is very exciting. We've got Web 3.0 would enable new possibilities and opportunities. And how is that? Okay, let's get to it. Well, firstly, we had a lot of controversial topics recently about the censorships on big tech firms such as Twitter and Facebook after they have banned the US President Donald Trump campaign for spreading coronavirus misinformation. So my opinion here is that actually a lot of coronavirus misinformation has been spread around the world, and I don't know why they would pick out at the US President actually and ban his campaign. I know that he's quite a big guy out on Twitter and Facebook, and that's perhaps why, but I don't believe that's the right way. It just shows how centralized these places are, okay? And we're using them. They have control over us completely. And as we move towards Web 3.0, many believe this future version of the internet will be more decentralized, immutable, and censorship-resistant version of the web compared to 2.0 right now. And we have security, privacy, and scalability and efficiency limitations on Web 2.0, which is data is currently stored in centralized servers. We know that. And they can be accessed, altered, or removed by any party that has control of the server. This is what I want to point out very clearly here, guys. If you've got daughters, if you've got brothers, sisters, sons, your mom, okay, doing recordings on Facebook, blah, 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 whatsoever, taking even pictures and stuff like that and saving it on the Facebook for only her to see, let's say, okay? I have a lot of friends, especially girls, that take pictures on Snapchat, let's say, and save it there, saying that it's better to save it there because I always have it ready. But what they don't understand is that the person who has control of the server could be a total creep. I mean, it might sound too much, but he could be a total creep. He could be someone that shouldn't be looking at those pictures at all, because I don't think anyone should be looking at your private pictures if you don't want to do so. And they have total control without us knowing. So it's a lot of information they have about us. They have pictures, they have videos, and I can't wait for Web 3.0 to actually come out. Now, the current internet protocol relies on location-based addressing, which identifies data by its location rather than its content. Even if the same data is available at a nearer location, it will track all the way to a specific location address to access that data, which is a limitation in terms of efficiency. So that's not very good at all. Instead of getting information from someone, let's say your neighbor that has the information that someone across the country has, it actually tracks all the way across the country because it actually accesses the data from the specific location. We've got movements, big movements, and now it's not efficient whatsoever. Back in the days it might have been, because the web page size was around 2 KB, okay, kilobytes, and now it's around 2 megabytes averagely. So we can see how this is not efficient whatsoever anymore. And Web3 will be distributed hash tables that enables efficient content access and lookup. Also, there will be decentralized marketplace to incentivize data storage and retrieval. And with all that going on is a more resilient, efficient, censorship resistant and robust internet. Its decentralized, fault tolerant features will drive its capacity to scale and hopefully enable the inclusion of millions of users to participate in its global information network system. Now, moving to the next article, we got Pickle Finance. Total value locked exceeds 347 million in just 4 days. Food-related DeFi projects have slowly taken over crypto in the last quarter, and so-called Pickle Finance has emerged from a pantry stuffed with food-themed DeFi tokens. As we've seen, a lot of them has recently come, a few pump and dump, and some are actually worthwhile. Now, the project works like other popular DeFi protocols that reward users who provide liquidity with high interest and additional token rewards, and one of the primary liquidity pools is offering up to 4,500% API. I mean, 4,500 API, that's incredible. Just think about it. That's over 10% a day. I mean, if that is sustainable, I don't know how possibly this is sustainable. Demand for the native token, which is Pickle, also has quickly risen from $4.4 on September the 12th to $70 at the time of writing, which was only a few hours ago. So as you can see, this is time sensitive information, so hit the bells button. Also leave down a comments below about what you believe Pickle will do in the future, if you think it's actually a good project or not. Also give me a comment about what you think about Kraken being the first bank in America. That is a very, very nice discussion that we can have down below. Now we've got IOHK handing out $250,000 to Cardano project, and IOHK is a project catalyst, so it helps developers to actually build on the Cardano blockchain by providing them an incentive like $250,000. Why the first round of funding is limited to $250,000, and now this is incredible here. The intention is for the fund to control around $70 million per year. I mean, if that is not enough to incentivize developers to move from Ethereum, or not even move, we're not fighting here. If people decide to build on the Cardano blockchain, the same thing that they're building on the Ethereum, I can see that also working very greatly for both projects. And this was it for the video today. Thank you so much for tuning in. As usual, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you and bye-bye.